Zidane Danny, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Nerd Chat here on Electro Ninja's Lab. I'm here with my fellow host,
I'm Jack.
and today we thought we would discuss some books that we're excited about because there are a few books coming out. Hopefully, we will be doing our Witch Hat review soon, as well as the Percy Jack or not the Percy Jackson, the uh Adventures of Elliot uh, review. Both of those will probably be coming soonish. Exactly when we'll be doing those nerd chats is mostly on Jack. Uh, but yeah, so we thought we would just discuss like some books that are coming out soon. Most of the books are coming out in like September, but since there's like a lot of stuff happening throughout August and September, it's just like might as well get this discussion out now and then discuss everything once it's uh, um yeah, once all of those when those books come out, we read them. But yeah. Um so I think probably the first thing that we should talk about is like the fact that Timeless is just got its trailer. Um even though it's not releasing until March. For those of you who are unaware of what Timeless is, it is going to be um A.F. Stedman's adult series, her first adult series, which like we're adults, both of us are adults. Um, we're just like a little bit, yeah. How should we put like that? Because we're probably both gonna get it, mostly as like a way to support A.F. Stedman because we do really appreciate Skandar, and we want to see her do more stuff. Um, even if we're not necessarily like super into adult books. Um, oh, this is gonna be weird, isn't it? But yeah, so that's coming out in March next year. But the picture that we have chosen for today is uh the Void Dragons, which is the third book in the Dragon Ship series, which Jack, you have not read any of the Dragon Ship series, correct? But you've been meaning
Correct.
to. You have the first book, right?
hmm
Okay, you just haven't gotten around to it, which is fine. Um So, quick little rundown of what this book series is about. It's about kids on Mars who who know about dragons and stuff like that. Basically, dragons have been traveling across the universe for who knows how long, and humans are now interacting with dragons, and they're creating ships using the dragons as power, and it's all complicated. I don't want to get into all of it. It is it's a symbiotic relationship between the dragons and the humans. Um, but there's like a lot of stuff with like Neptune and in the previous book. Uh, and then now there's the Void Dragons coming in the next with the next book, which honestly I love this series. It's fantastic. I would absolutely recommend that anyone who likes dragons and likes space travel, this is a series for you. This is a sci-fi fantasy that I think that a lot of you will enjoy. Um, and then as for other books that are coming out, The Swifts 3 is coming out. Exactly when, I don't know when, but I do know it's coming out soon. I think so we've both talked pretty extensively about that. I think Jack, you would probably be the better one to discuss it because you were the one who introduced this to me. So, so what would you? How would you describe the Swifts?
The Swifts are a family of people who are eccentric as hell, who just go on wacky adventures, honestly.
Yeah, it's great. um, so yeah, the first one is basically all about the Swifts themselves. Then the second book is like dealing with their French side of the family. Um, because so they're originally British, and then they have a French side of the family. So they hang out with them in the second book. I don't think that there's been any clear information about what the third book is going to be about. Um, but we know that it's going to be sometime in September. Um, I don't know. I haven't properly looked into it. And I don't think you have either because you didn't even know until today, right? That there was going to be a third book, right, Jack?
Yes.
So yeah, so that's coming. What was the other thing I said? There was something else. Oh, Impossible Creatures 3. We know that that's coming out. I don't know the exact date. Let me see here. Impossible Creatures series. There we go. 33333. The Never Fear, I guess is what it's going to be called.
Huh.
Um, which looks like it has something to do with a phoenix. Honestly, Impossible Creatures is just like such an interesting series in general. Um, like it's hard to properly describe just how fun of a series that is. Um, despite the fact that it's like really freaking sad. Oh boy. I don't know. It's great, but at the same time it's just it's sad. It's very, very sad. Um but yeah, that's I'm excited for it, but at the same time I'm just like I really hope that it's going to be good.
I don't
I
see why it wouldn't be.
Well, I don't think it's not gonna. It's gonna be good. I'm just hoping it's not sad because like the first book, like I think it's still kind of crazy to me because like so I read the book. I started reading the book and I was like, oh, this is really good. I think Jack would like this, and I suggested it to you. And this was before I had finished the book, and then you forgot that I had even mentioned it, and then you found it at in your local bookstore, and I was like, oh. It's sad. um, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I suggested that to you, but it's yeah, that's a book series that I didn't suggest it to you after I had finished it. So yeah, so you can't, so you're not allowed to blame me for anything that happens in it. And then the second book came out, and that was fantastic. It does start out sad, but then it gets better as you continue on. So we'll see what happens with the third book. Um, but I liked it. We both liked the first two books. I was really glad that they made things better by the end of it. Yeah. There's basically for a quick rundown of what Impossible Creatures is. Basically, there is a world that's kind of like that has like all of the fantasy creatures that you've ever heard of, all of the mythical creatures, and it's called the Archipelago. And within the archipelago, there's like all these people, and our main character is a boy from our world who is able to go between the two worlds. And he's basically there as like a protector of the of the border between both worlds. And and in the first book he meets this girl who I don't want to spoil things for what happened, so I'm not going to say any more than that.
She's very important.
She's very important. Let's leave it at that. But in the world of this, there is someone called the Immortal who basically every time they die, they reincarnate. They have all of their memories and stuff like that, but they've been missing for years and years and years. Um, I think like 1,000 years or something like that. It's been a while. It has been a long time since they went missing. Um,
Because they chose not to have their memories.
yeah, they chose not to have their memories, so no one knows where they are. Um, and kind of the whole point of the first book is finding the immortal, while also trying to save the people. Uh, the second book is about trying to save the dragons because someone is poisoning them. And we have no idea what the third one's going to be, but based off the cover, it's going to have something to do with a phoenix and something to do with like some weird deer-like creature. I'm not certain what that is, based off of Like it clearly has to be like some mythical creature. But exactly what it is, I'm not certain yet. I think that is the boy. Um, I keep forgetting his name. Christopher.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, he's trying to save people, but so yeah, it is, yeah. So it's interesting because like, yeah, there's a lot with it, and I don't want to get too much into like what has happened in. I don't want to spoil this book like at all because like when it comes to the Swifts, you can kind of give like a very vague um plot synopsis of each book, and you really won't spoil anything. Because they're mystery books that you really can like, you can give like a vague idea of what they are without actually spoiling the mystery of it. Um and then and then when it comes to the same thing kind of goes for the Dragon Ship series. Like it's dragon spaceships. Like that's the point of it. You could give that vague thought process of it compared to Impossible Creatures, where you say anything about the characters and it's complete, and you could spoil the first book very easily. Um, and you really need to read the first book before you can read the second book. Um, so like with all these books, you do need to read you should read them in the order. And it's kind of an interesting factor because like um we're in a weird era because like obviously Percy Jackson has been around for years and it's going to probably continue for years and years and years. Um when eventually Rick Riordan dies, he's kind of like set in motion like some people. He's gotten people who are like continuing the story while Percy Jackson is his baby. Um and I don't think that they're necessarily going to focus on Percy Jackson. He's kind of set the wheels in motion for the universe to continue to expand after even after he's gone. Even though like not saying that that's going to happen anytime soon, but he's like kind of already working on getting like people going in this universe. Um so even if even if and when if he dies like in a few years, he has people who are working on the series even without him. Um so it's an like that Percy Jackson is a really broad universe and it will probably continue to be broader as it continues. Um but like after the series that shall not be named ended, there was like this big gap where I don't think we really were too aware of any books that were happening between that time. But now there's like all of these books that are like really really good. Like the I want to make sure I'm saying the series correctly. Do I even have it on me? I don't think I have it over here. Um yeah, I think it's over. I think it's in my other thing. Um Oh no, there it is. Fireborn. So Fireborn was there. That was kind of like right at the around the same time that Skandar started. Fireborn came out, or I think like Fireborn was like wrapping up as. Granted, Fireborn is much shorter. It's only like 3 books. So that finished up. That was a good series. Um, Skandar started, and it's now ending. It's ended. Um, but as Skandar ends, in come like all 3 of these book series. Like Swift started a few years ago. Um, and I also have to say, like, it's it's really refreshing because like these books, um, like when we were growing up, you couldn't really say, uh, like a lot of the books that we read really didn't touch on the LGBT community at all. And like all 3 of these books have like some aspect of that. It's like even if it these are like kid books, but but it just like throws out like, oh yeah, this these two men are together or whatever, um, and no one bats and it's like not even like a an important plot point or anything like that. So I just think that that's really interesting to think about. Is like these books have that aspect to them that a lot of the books in our day and age, when we were kids, really didn't do that comparatively. Um, and these are like kids books, which is they keep them subtle, and they don't like beat you over the head with it or anything like that. They're just there. They're just people, and I like that. I like that they're just people who are living their lives. Like what do you think of that?
I yeah,
So
that
it
sounds right.
Yeah, like granted, like the main characters are kids, like except for I think really the only ones like the Swifts. None of the Swifts kids are actually like concerned about like their relationships because they're young. Like, which fine, good. They don't need to worry about that for a while. Um, and like sure, like the main characters in uh like in the Dragon Ship series, they're kind of like starting to get those ideas, but it's like it's still very early and like things could very easily change. Um and then when it comes to uh impossible creatures, like there's there's all sorts of things, but they're still kids and it's like the oldest person like they are young, so they're still like trying to figure out like what they want to do and stuff like that, but it's not that big of a deal. But like they have these adults around them who are in relationships and various different things, and they're just like they're just there, no big deal, no like shoving it in your face or whatever. And I don't know. um, I don't know. It's just it's hard to properly describe. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I like them. I think that they're really fun, and I'm really excited to see. Oh, we didn't even mention the new Percy Jackson book that's coming out, or I think we might have briefly, but yeah, there is going to be another Percy Jackson book or universe of that, with a Camp Half Blood series, which is a it's a work between Riordan and Annabelle O. I don't know who she is. She might have done some other things, but yeah, it's fun. I'm excited to see like what they're going to be doing with that. Um,
I would
since it's
like to
an
interject with a book that you're not excited about, but I am.
Yes, please do.
So, my favorite author, Andrew Joseph White, he's written 4 books so far, one of which I do not recommend. Not because it's bad by any means. He's an incredible author and he writes in such a way that you just can't put the book down. But the book itself is deeply troubling. Um,
Yeah.
it's called You Weren't Meant to Be Human, and it is dark, very dark. Um, with lots of deeply troubling themes. So I don't necessarily recommend that book, but his other books are YA novels and are fantastic. And he has another one coming out in, I believe, September or October called You're No Better,
Yeah.
about a boy
I think
whose
you mentioned
father was a
this.
serial killer, and he has to prove to the documentarians that he is better than his father.
Oh,
Um,
wow. That's gonna be that sounds kind of interesting actually. Like it's not
and
necessarily something that I would necessarily get into, but yeah, you're that does sound kind of interesting.
it's gonna be so good. I'm super excited for it. Um, yeah, I can't wait for it. I'm super excited. He's a fabulous author. He writes exclusively about autistic trans men in heinous situations. So if that's
Nice.
what you're into, then read his books. Andrew Joseph White. He wrote Hell Followed With Us, which is an incredible book. The Spirit Bears Its Teeth, and then a book called Compound Fracture.
Hmm.
All incredible, truly incredible books.
Nice.
And they're just fabulous. So if you're into horror and thriller and trans men, autistic trans boys in a heinous situations, read his books because they're fantastic.
That is a great way to put it. Autistic trans men in heinous situations. uh,
And I will say, The Spirit Bears Its Teeth has a special surprise trans femme character, and it has a happy ending, and so makes it even better. Um, there's a scene where the boy who is still living as a girl because he's closeted meets his suitor who is a man or supposedly a man, and the suitor goes, "So what's your real name?" And the boy is like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Well, let me introduce myself. I'm Daphne." And you realize that she's a trans girl. And at that moment, Silas, the main character, is able to be like, "Oh, oh." And it's just very cool. And then there's a happy ending, and you just sit there and you're just like, "I love this. It's so good.
nice.
It's so good." And I cannot wait for You're No Better. I own every single one of Andrew Joseph White's books right now.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to own the next one. So yes.
You know what I would like to see as well is like a I don't know if TJ Klune is ever gonna do it, but another Cerulean Sea book. That could be
Oh,
cool.
true.
Like it's just a fun, cute series. I like it.
It's just happy.
It is happy, and I don't know. It's hard to say when you're when it comes to a lot of different when you're looking at like a lot of series that you've read, and it's just like, yeah, do you want what are you guys gonna do with that and stuff like that? Um, because sometimes there's so many books out there, and it's just like, I want to know more. I want to know what's gonna happen and stuff like that. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to see more from various different authors. Um, continuing their series, but at the same time I'm not necessarily expecting them to like continue doing stuff. Like, let's be honest, if Holly Black ever decided to go back to the Spiderwick Chronicles, and I'm forgetting what the guy's name is, but like, let's be honest, we would probably go back to Spiderwick Chronicles in a heartbeat. um
True.
oh, those were good books. I wish that I don't know, I think she's isn't she writing like adult books now?
I think so.
Yeah. Like, nothing against adult books. It's just like I kind of wish that there were more. I think it's just kind of sad whenever an author goes from writing like kids books and then they end up doing adult books and then they do that exclusively. So I don't know. It's whatever. Um, I don't know. I think it's funny because like the Spiderwick Chronicles in like all 8 books in their entirety are probably as long as like one of like some of these other books. I think. I don't know if I'm right in that. Maybe it would be two of them. It might be like two of them. Like just like thinking like Fireborn or Skandar, and it's like, yeah, you could probably condense all of Spiderwick Chronicles into like 1 or 2 books. And that's kind of sad. I don't know. Um, but to be fair, those aren't necessarily young adult books like a lot of the rest of these things are. Those are I think those are more aimed at like an even younger audience. I'm not sure. What would you say for those?
Yeah, I think Spiderwick Chronicles was written for a younger audience. That's for sure.
Yeah. Like not necessarily not a bad thing. It's just kind of a thought that's crossing my mind. But yeah. I don't know. It's whatever. I would hope that like I would love to see those come back. I would love to see more stuff like that. Also, like um has there ever been any more from City of Ember?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because those 3 books are just or those 4 books, sorry, are pretty good. I don't think they've ever done more than those 4 books. Diamond of Darkhold, People Sparks, City of Ember. Yeah. Yeah, just the 4 books, unfortunately. Um, where's the information about the author? I want to make sure that I'm saying his name. I don't know. I would like to see more from that as well, but I know that that's probably not going to happen. Jean Duprat. Let's see. Let's see here. Like, has what else has she done? I think she was an older author, anyways. So it's not like. I guess she's done some things, but it's like pretty much just like the 4 City of Ember books, and that's it. Um, like she's done apparently like 2 other books. That's it.
Huh.
So I don't know. I don't know. I would like to see more from City of Ember. I don't even know if she's still alive, actually. Um, well, she's 82, so she is apparently she's still alive. But yeah, she's 82, so that's not too surprising. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's ever. We're probably never gonna see more from her, but that's fine. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It would be not like I think back to like a lot of the books that we grew up with, and like some of them were books that were like um years and years before us. Like we grew up with the book that the series that shall not be named. Well, you did. I got into it later. But
I did
yeah.
not grow up with a series that shall not be named because I wasn't allowed to read it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, we both got into it like as teenagers, right?
I got into it in college.
I thought you got into it earlier. I don't know because I thought that I got like some of the books from you.
Nope.
Okay, maybe I'm misremembering things. Because yeah, I know I got into it in high school. I think I was like there wasn't necessarily any problem with with me reading it. Just wasn't I just wasn't interested in it at the time when I was younger. Um and then yeah, you got into it in college. Um but like we read like uh did you I don't actually know if you read if you did. Did you read the Little House series?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like to be fair, uh young Christians in like farm towns. Like let's be honest here. We were going to read those books.
True.
uh
I loved them. Farmer Boy was my favorite.
that's fair. Yeah. She did a really good job and like especially for the time. Like you think back on that and it's like yeah, that's like struggling through a lot of because it's technically it's fiction, but it's an autobiographical fiction is basically what it is.
Autobiographical fiction, yes.
Yeah, like exact detail. Like some of it is accurate, but it's not fully accurate. Um, so because like she was a kid and stuff like that. So like all of these like she didn't write any of the books until she was an adult and she was happily married with her husband. But
Correct.
um but it is a really cute it is a cute series, and, like, especially like, obviously, it's a good it's a good book to read because it's, like, the thought, like, re-seeing, like, a lot of what this was through the perspective of someone who lived it, and, like, um and so, apparently there's, like, a new adaptation of the books, on Netflix, which I'm kind of hesitant to even think about, but yeah. I don't know if it's, like, a continuation of the original, show that happened or what, but, like, let's be honest, the show was never accurate to the books. Did you watch that? Did you watch the show ever?
No.
Okay. D If you remember the books, do not watch the show because it is completely different. Um, but yeah. Um, it is so vastly different. But yeah. Um, but yeah, like I don't know, it's kind of an interesting thought process to think about like the books we grew up with and like the books that kids are now growing up with. And like let's be honest, um when like these are reading through a lot of these books like it kind of gives me a good idea of like some books that I would want to like eventually have my future kids read.
Yeah.
So, and I think yeah, reading, it's important. It's important to learn to read.
Reading is fundamental.
It is. But yeah, um I do I really hope that I I want to briefly talk about let's talk about physical media in general. So, we both have both physical books and digital books, right?
Yep.
I think you have more digital books than I do, but also you have
Yep.
less space than I do. Um
True.
so that's part of it.
My whole house is the size of your bedroom.
Yeah. So like that's part of it is like the physical media is uh it's so important and like you don't really get the same feeling if you're listening to an audiobook or you're reading on a tablet as you do when you have a physical book. Like there is still there is still some of that aspect, but it's really hard to describe having the physical book in front of you. And
I
like
will say I enjoy reading on my Kindle because I can use the dyslexie font.
that's fair. Yeah. One of the things that I do, and I think we've talked significantly about this, is that I like to have the physical book in front of me as I listen to the audiobook. Um, so we just have different methods. That's fine. Um, so like I will I've been so like for every single Skandar book I've done that. And it's weird with that because the audiobook is the British version, while the one that we have here is the American version, and there are differences. It's just they're pretty minor. Um, but that's another thing as well is like when you think about that is why why do we change things so much between the British and the English versions? Like I can understand like certain things like reading through things as the yeah, reading through the British versions versus like I don't know. There's all sorts of things with that, and it's just like, yeah, that makes sense. But I don't know. What do you think about that with the about the whole British versions versus American versions of books?
I think it really depends on the book, honestly.
Yeah, like if it is just the spellings, then cool, whatever. But then it's like um certain I think Scandal was actually really notorious for this, where it would have like these segments or these sentences throughout it, where um the sentence was rewritten in English, in American English, and it's just like slightly different uh way of it's a slightly different orientation of the words and stuff like that, and it's like I wish you didn't do that, but it's whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I kind of wish that they would do stuff like that a little bit better, but it's whatever. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'd like to. One of these days, I'd like to just have like the British versions of books that are actually from Britain and not getting like bring over the British books. Just transfer them over. Just have them be the British versions. Like we can live with that, can't we? I don't know. Uh, Also, thinking about it, like there's really not that many. There's a lot more British authors than there are American authors. It feels like, at least that are good. I hate to say it like that, but yeah, like uh, Beth Lincoln, she's with the Swifts. That she's British, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's British. Um, A.F. Stedman is British. I believe that the author of Impossible Creatures is British. I'm not 100% certain. I think the author, yeah, so I think that, yeah, that's accurate. Um, the dragon, and then meanwhile, it's like Dragon Ship of the books that we've talked about today. Dragon Ship and the Riordan books. All of the Percy Jackson universe. Like those are the Americans. I think I could be wrong about the author of the Dragon Ship series. He might be British, but I don't think he is. Let me make sure I'm spelling his name right. Dragon Ship series. Well, it's from Simon and Schuster, so he might be British. Most things, well, not in the most things. I guess a lot of. Let's see here. No, he's American. Yeah, he's American. Okay. I just whenever I see Simon and Schuster, I automatically think British, but it's not. They're just a British company. So.
I'm so glad it's over.
But anyways, that's probably a good place for us to stop. Is there any other books that are coming out that you really want to briefly talk about before we
Nope, I got mine in.
Okay, cool. I mean, obviously, there's always manga and light novels that are constantly coming out, but yeah, hopefully, like, if anything, I hope that this video has like inspired you to check out some books. This has been a relatively
Check them out from your local library. Support local libraries.
Support local libraries. Support local bookstores as well. Like, as much as we do appreciate like Barnes and Nobles every now and again, like support your local bookstores first. Try and see if they have them first, because they always could need them. Could always need the support. So yeah, like yeah. Go to your bookstores, go to your libraries first before you like go to Amazon, because yeah, we're not getting into that right now, but seriously,
Support local first.
Support local first, and then if you're yeah, if you can't find it, then go for the bigger companies. But yeah, that's our little sneaky message at the end here. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, he's been Jack, and we will see you guys next time. But on.